Okay. So, good morning to all DBS management, the parents, the teaching faculty, non-teaching, my dear students. Today is the most excitable and impeccable day in the history of the freshers, in the history of freshers. Today is the day for the orientation program for both the students and the parents. So the orientation program is the combination of two words. What is orientation? What is program? First of all, we need to talk about orientation. So orientation means familiarization, introduction, innovation, illustration, inclusion, adaptation, acclimatization. It is a familiarization. It is the introduction, having direction. That's why the term orientation has been derived from orientare, which means to point yourself, to point yourself. That means turn or face towards a specific direction. Turn or face towards a specific direction. So that is known as orientation. Dhorani, Vidyarthula Dhorani, orientation program. So what is the importance of this orientation program in the colleges? First of all, it deals with the social, the psychological, the cultural, academic aspects of the institution. So there are four pillars in this orientation. Four pillars. There are four pillars. One is an academic pillar. The second one is the social pillar. The third one is cultural pillar. The fourth one is psychological pillar. So all the four pillars together, it leads to orientation. Next comes the program. Program. Pro means before, gram means to write. So it is a structured prerequisite of an event. That's known as program. So orientation program normally is defined as the day or the week or the month which commences just before the start of the academic program. Just before the start of the academic program is known as the orientation. It could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month. Normally, in the global setup, in the world of 225 countries, it ranges from 3 days to 30 days. 3 days to 30 days. That means a lot of introversion is needed. Introversion is not a culture. Introversion is not a lifestyle. It is nothing but an orientation. It's a orientation. For what? For success. Orientation towards a roadmap for success. So that's why the striving for success without hard work is just like the harvest without plantation. The harvest without plantation, the hard work without success. The success without hard work. So these two are the combinations of this orientation. There are two negative elements in this career opportunity. There are two negative elements in the attitude and orientation of a person. There are two negative elements. One is a procrastination, second one is vacillation. Procrastination and vacillations are the two eyes of a lazy person. Procrastination and vacillation are the two elements or the two eyes of a lazy person. So the main aim of this orientation program is excellence. to remove the inhibition, to remove the inhibition, to keep connectivity with others, to develop the network, to develop the social attitude. So, what is excellence? Excellence is nothing but it's not a skill. Excellence is not a skill, it is an attitude. It is an attitude. There is a 3A concept in the world, 3A. It is not the aptitude, it is the attitude which will increase the altitude. So it is definitely, it is not the aptitude, it is the attitude which will increase the altitude. To achieve this altitude, one must require 3 Ds. 3 Ds. What are the 3 Ds? Determination, dedication, devotion. So these are the 3 Ds we require, a student requires. And the fourth important D is discipline. So discipline is highly needed for a student. Discipline. Education. What is education? Education is nothing but the manifestation of perfection which is already inside the human being. Manifestation of perfection which is already inside the human being. Education without discipline is just a fluxinous nihilification. That means useless. So one must have a determination, dedication, devotion, and discipline. So this is a 4D concept, 4D concept of a visionary. For a visionary, a vision requires always actions. Otherwise, vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. Vision with action is a rightful delivery. Vision with action is a rightful delivery. Then only we can achieve the success. We can achieve the success. It is just like this. Get together is the beginning. Stay together is the progress. Work together is the success. There is the distance between the brain and heart is 18 inches. It is very, very tough to balance these two because brain is a query master, heart is a responder. So we are trying to balance these two. It is very difficult to balance these two organelles in a human body. So success is the ultimate goal, the ultimate aim of a student. What is success? Success is a journey, it is not a destination. It is a continuous journey, it is not a destination. Success is a thing when our signature becomes an autograph. When our signature becomes an autograph, that means we have to develop an aim in our mind. Aim. What is aim? Aim is a wonderful 3-letter word in English dictionary. Aim, ambition in mind, ambition in mind, AIM. Then only we can see. After achieving the success, we can see the a scintillating 5-letter word that is known as smile will appear on the face of the human being. Sweet memories in lip expression, that's known as smile. Then what is this orientation? So it deals with 4 pillars. That is cultural pillar, psychological pillar, then social pillar, academic pillar. So normally in most of the countries, it is being celebrated as a week. In a week, O week, orientation week, W week, welcome week, welcome week, orientation week, Frosho week, F week, Frosho, fresh week, fresh week, freshers week, freshers week. So there are it deals with the audience specific programs, audience specific programs, that is known as international orientation, and the transfer student orientation, transfer student orientation. Orientation in most of the North American countries, it is called as NODO, NODO. NODO. NODO means an association for orientation and then transition and retention in higher education. So it is a particular program in North American countries, particularly in Canada and also US. Canada and US, this program is called as NODO. NODO means an association for orientation, transition and retention in higher studies. In higher studies. In US, United States, It is particularly known as SOAR program. SOAR, S-O-A-R, S-O-A-R, S-O-A-R. SOAR means Students Orientation and Registration. So it is nothing but a dual aspect program. One is orientation, second one is registration. Student Orientation and Registration Program, SOAR. In US it is called as SOAR. Whereas in Sweden it is known as Nollnini. Nollnini, Noll, Nollnini. What is Nolla? Nolla means zero. Nolla means zero. That means the student has not gained any credit as of now. Student has not gained any credit so far. It is known as zero. It is known as Nolla. Nolla Nini. Nolla Nini is the orientation name in Sweden, or in sparking. In sparking. It gives a sparking spirit in the mind of the student, sparkling spirit in the mind of the student, in the mind of the student. So this orientation gives a lot of resource to the student, academic support to the student, sensitive support mechanism to the student, and also it provides acquaintance with the classmates, and also the teachers, the lecturers, the professors, the institutional members. That means acquaintance with the members of the institution. Who are the members? It could be the institutional members, teaching faculty and the non-teaching faculty, and also the institutional directors, the institutional members, and also acquaintance with the classmates. And in Australia, it is known as O week. In Australia, it is known as O week. In Australia and New Zealand, it is known as O week, orientation week. The last night of the week, they will celebrate a lot of partying activities, a lot of cultural activities, a lot of band playing activities in the last night of the week. That's known as O week. O week. Whereas in Canada, the first day of the orientation is known as Imagine Day. Imagination. Imagination, what the life will be. Imagine Day. Whereas in Denmark, they will create like this. That means each tutor is linked with a space. Each tutor is linked with a space, a house where students are allocated for preparing and planning the activities. The planning shall be highly perfect, motivated, scrupulous at micro level. Otherwise, plans are plenty, results are empty. Plans are plenty, results are empty. That's why in Denmark, the orientation week is known as Planning Day, Perfection Day, Planning Day, Perfection Day in Denmark. Whereas in Finland, it deals with both academic and sporting activities. Orientation deals with academic and sporting activities. Whereas in US, United States, it is nothing but uh, tours, travels, exposure visits, campus visits, gaming activities, and also games, academic activities, competitions in US. Whereas in UK, it is nothing but a combination of the students and also students union, pressures and students union interaction program. So that's why the orientation program in UK and Ireland deals with facilitation and interaction between the students and the students union. Whereas in Ahmedabad, in India also, in Ahmedabad, the global national health school, the global national health school in Ahmedabad, they celebrate the orientation week by including the parents as the partners. The parents as the partners. For what? for checking out the curriculum, the checking out the teaching modalities, and checking out the guidelines of the institution. That means parents will be made the partners in making the curriculum, in checking out the teaching modalities, and also the framing the guidelines of the institution. That means that the parents are also made the partners in this imbroglial mechanism. That means a parent is a teacher. A parent is a teacher in the house. A teacher is a parent in the college. A teacher is a parent in the college. A parent is a teacher in the house. But a student is the center of the universe. Student is the center of the universe. Center of the universe. A teacher is a parent in the school or the college. A parent is a teacher in the residence. So that's why it is the connecting link. It is the connecting link among the teachers, the students, the parents, the teachers, the students, and the parents. It is a triad aspect of the curriculum. Triad aspect of the curriculum. There are the most important 10 ways, Dasasutralu, 10 commandments, the 10 commandments for the orientation program. What are the 10 commandments for the orientation program? What are the 10 tips, 10 commandments, 10 disciplines, 10 principles, 10 rules, 10 regulations? 10 regulations. It is a decathlon program. It is the decathlon program for the orientation. What is the first one among the 10? What is the first principle? What is the first tip among the 10 is, first of all, we have to communicate the orientation agenda to the students much in advance. Every institution has to communicate. Every institution has to communicate the agenda much in advance. That means each institution has to develop a digital friendly, mobile friendly orientation app. Mobile friendly orientation app. That means each institution has to develop mobile friendly orientation app. Through this app, the institution has to communicate the agenda of the orientation program much in advance. And the second tip is known as, this orientation program has to meet the expectations of the students. So that is the non-negotiable second tip. This orientation program has to meet the expectations of the students. That means the day starts with expectation. The day ends with satisfaction. The day ends with satisfaction. That means out of this orientation program, the student has to benefit a lot, a lot, a lot. That means the student has to gain something from the institution. That means the student has a lot of expectations in his mind. That expectations have to be fulfilled through this orientation program. That means he can derive a benefit from the institution. So that is the second non-negotiable tip, the rule, the regulation, the principle, the discipline of the 10 commandments of the orientation program. Then the third one, how it will be, how the orientation program will be. It could be a welcoming and dazzling appearance, welcoming and dazzling, glittering event. So event shall be colorful, joyful, cheerful, blissful, simply beautiful. The orientation event program shall be cheerful, colorful, blissful, joyful, simply beautiful. And the fourth tip is known as ice breaking activities and social gatherings. That means the institution has to play a facilitation role in developing the connectivity to the students. That means teacher student connectivity, institution student connectivity, inter-student connectivity. That means these are the connectivities we have to facilitate. The institution has to facilitate through the ice breaking and also the social gatherings, ice breaking and social gatherings. And the fifth tip is known as promote the student engagement. That means engage the students in all the curricular activities and also extracurricular activities. In means by means of the prayer song, by developing the social service programs, by developing the networking programs. So this is the fifth non-negotiable pact of the Ten Commandments. That is mean the promotion of the student engagement in both the curricular and also extracurricular activities. Then career resource network. That means we had to supply the career maps, the campus maps, career map, campus activities, campus amenities, campus functionaries, campus visionaries. That means we have to provide the campus resources to the students. Campus map, campus amenities, campus visionary, career map, career visionary. So I have to provide all these things. That is known as campus resources. Then the social activities, sporting activities, social club, sports club. So we have to promote the social club and the sports club also. Then we have to supply the ongoing experience, skills. What is skill? That means sustained knowledge and intelligence through lifelong learning is known as skill. Skills could be of different types: leadership skills, global skills, communication skills, language skills, soft skills, foundational skills, life skills, adaptability skills, adjustability skills, technical skills, data literate skills, data science skills, data interpretation skills, emotional intelligence skills, artificial intelligence skills, virtual reality skills, augmented reality skills, big data skills, readable devices skills. So all the skills have to be supplied to the have to be inculcated among the minds of the students continuously ongoing experience, because the skill shall be updated for every 5 years. Otherwise, the skills what we have gathered now, it will be of no use after 5 years. It will be of no use after 5 years. The way forward is our computer science, data literate, data analysis, emotional intelligence, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics. So this is the field where world is looking for. That's known as an ongoing experience skills. Then mentorship program. The institution has to call the experts to develop the developing bonding between the student and the mentor, the student and the mentor, the student and the mentor. That means a mentor should act as a facilitator, a philosopher, a guide for the students, a guide for the students. That means a student should also learn the other faculties also, other subjects also. That is known as multidisciplinary system in the new education policy 2020. 2020. Multidisciplinary system means the student has a choice to select some other subject also apart from your engineering regular course. You can opt any literature, any art, any language, or any art subject. That means the flexibility in selecting the other subjects also have be allowed in the mentorship program. And also the academic institution has to develop a platform, has to develop a platform. That means they have to develop the mobile friendly orientation app. So this app should provide continuously before the orientation program, during the orientation program, and after the orientation program. That means a continuous sensitive support mechanism has to be provided to the students for their career advancement. That means after education, how their placement will be. That means a, a developing link between this education and also employability. Education, employability, employment. A link has to be developed, a track has to be developed. That means we have to take the students to the lot of industries to have some sort of expertise, lot of factories, lot of enterprises, lot of entrepreneurship. That means the student has to develop a lot of entrepreneur skills, employability skills, apart from having education curriculum. Then only they can meet the demands of the life. They can meet the demands of the life. So that the job guaranteed programs, that career placement programs have to be developed continuously. That means we have to invite a lot of job providers uh, in the campus, job providers in the campus to develop a facilitation mechanism between job seeker and job provider. The institution should play a role of facilitation between the job seeker and the job provider. So that's how immediately after the uh, engineering course, they have to be placed in a and a uh, decent and dignified way. That means he has to get the opportunity to get into the jobs immediately. So that is known as a job linked, a job guaranteed program has to be developed. That means apart from education, continuous updations are needed in the competitive examinations and also entrepreneurial skills so that the student with 360 degrees rotation can be noticed. That means the student progress card is should be a 360 degrees. It is a peer. This is nothing but a peer review, a teacher review, a student review, then the faculty review. So 360 degrees rotation can be noticed. So this is the day for your orientation. So develop some sort of attitude towards your career, your institution, and then future, your future. So that means a aim has to be, a strong aim has to be developed. A very high aim has to be developed. Low aim is crime, high aim is prime. So we have to develop very, very high aim because the man should live as the personality rather than person. Personality will never die, person may die. That means we have to develop abnormal inherent skills to cope up with the present day's competition so that our standards will be improved, our capacities will be improved, our capabilities will be improved. So that requires a lot of time management. Lot of time management. We are passing daily 86,400 golden seconds. Time is a wonderful thing. Timely implementation of many events, TIME, time management also very, very crucial for a student. Don't waste the time. And then planning shall be very, very, very meticulous, scrupulous, and also very, very micro level planning is highly required. Participate in debates, discussions, participates in debates and discussions. The student should not live in silos, should not be in isolation phase. So they participate in group discussions and then debates so that they can gather the knowledge, they can acquire the knowledge. That means discussion decides what is right, and argument decides who is right. Argument decides who is right. Be optimistic in dealing with the things. Optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty, and pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. That means a student should be ever learner, ever learner. Apart from having your curricular activities, develop the skill-based curriculum, develop the ethics, develop the values, develop the ethics, develop the values, develop the plans, and develop the plans so that you can touch the fragrance of excellence in our life. So I wish you all the best and best of luck. That means the Pax Vobiscum, the Shalom, and also Bona Chance for all the students and also all the managerial staff, management staff in framing the um, framework of the students curriculum. So I wish you all the best once again. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be the part and parcel of this building a knowledge economy in the global scenario. So thank you very much.
Sir, really, we are very fortunate enough because you expressed and shared all your views, which are very much required to the student community in today's modern world. Really, all the students, on behalf of the management, we as teachers are very much impressed and enthralled by your views, thoughts, and opinions. As a matter of fact, undoubtedly, they enable all the students to move towards their progress. Really, very much interested, and you express your views. They are undoubtedly necessary for the students. On behalf of the management, I feel privilege to express my heartfelt thanks for sharing your views with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, really. Thank you.